Welcome to Jets Game Day presented by Audi. Here's your host, Eric Allen.
Welcome into Jets Game Day. Eric Allen alongside Bart Scott and Brian Baldinger. We have a lot to be thankful for because the Jets are playing Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. Bart, the green and white have endured a number of significant changes off the field here this year.
Yeah, and finally they're getting some continuity in it. I love when you have bye weeks. It gives you an opportunity to have a breath. They've had a lot of change, and now they know that this is the team going forward. They're healthy. Guys are starting to come back, and they've rested, and now they can try and put their best foot forward.
Jets have an interim head coach in Jeff Ulbrich, an interim general manager in Phil Savage. Now after a self-scout, Baldy, they hope a clear vision will lead to different results on the field.
Well, there's been a lot of changes. And so with changes, you either come together and you focus the way you have to in order to win games and execute, or you don't. But with these changes, I think it should get everybody's attention that everybody is sort of on the record right now. And so if I'm sitting in that room right now, seeing all these changes that are taking place, all I have to do is look in the mirror at myself. And if all the players just look in the mirror and say, if I just do my job and we do it together, we can come out on top.
Okay, I don't want you to look in the mirror right now, though, because let's look at some film. We are presented by Moody's. As always, the Jets want to lean into their ground game here in December.
Well, I'm going to show you a play here. Bart loves this play, too, but this is toss crack. All right, so if you look at this play right here, it starts with Davante Adams' crackback block, all right? And so when you watch this right now, you're going to pull Morgan Moses here and you're going to pull Conklin right here. You're going to get those guys out moving. But then you got to get seal blocks here and you got to get seal blocks here. This is perfectly done by the Jets on this play. Now Brees right here has got lanes. You got Morgan Moses, you're right there on Highway 78. You're following him right now. A Brees Hall cut right there. Now he's negotiating right there down the field.
In the 3 games prior to the bye, Davante Adams had 19 catches. He had 6 against the Colts, and I love the way he ran after the catch on this play.
Well, I'll give you a couple examples right here. Here's Xavier Gibson. He's going to run the slot defender off right here, and it's going to allow Davante Adams to work underneath in what we call just a little whip route. The corner off play action right here. Now you get it to Davante. The first thing he's going to do is square up. Once he squares up, now he's seeing where the lanes are right here. And he's excellent at just maximizing that, punishing the defender right there, running him over. That's a good play, good run after the catch. But it's a good design by the play.
Matt Backer, I like the mentality, I like the finish.
Yeah, absolutely, and the execution as well, because it's important for Xavier to go ahead and eat that cornerback who's sitting on high-low, kind of like a cover 2 squat corner. So then it gives space for Davante Adams to get that yak out of the catch. And it's important for receivers to finish physically as well.
Baldy, the Seahawks have an explosive offense, and Kenneth Walker can get yards in a hurry.
Let's take a look at Kenneth Walker, K9, as they like to call him right there in Seattle, because on the play, he's responsible right here for blitz pickup. All right, so he does a great job. He's squatting, he's a good position, he's a good football player. All right, now, he's looking left, he's looking right, and now he's like, okay, I need a safety valve. And Kenneth Walker right here, he stays alive. So when he stays alive right now, Geno gets the ball to him, now he's gonna square up. And this is a tough guy to tackle. He's got good contact balance right here. He runs right through Budda Baker right there and over another defender. He's going to maximize the ball within his hands.
And as a linebacker and a blitzing linebacker, it's the most frustrating thing going on right now. You beat your man in pass protection, and he turns around and becomes the outlet. So now, as a linebacker, you don't know, do I have to physically bull rush this guy back, but then that throws off the time, and how much pressure can you get on the quarterback? You're stuck kind of in no man's land.
Baldy, Geno Smith leads the National Football League in passing yards, and one of his favorite targets continues to be DK Metcalf.
Well, he's your classic X receiver. All right, he's the receiver opposite tight end down here. He's excellent running the vertical routes, all right, because he's fast and he's big. But at the same time, he understands on this dig route right here, he's got to stay alive because Geno right now is getting flushed out of the pocket. So when he does, he stays alive right now. Now he's trying to get in the vision of Geno Smith. And he's a big target in the middle of the field. He gets crunched, but he likes that contact. He's all right. Contested catches, that's kind of his specialty.
Bart Metcalf's averaging 15.2 yards of reception this year.
Yeah, he's like Terrell Owens mixed with a bit of Megatron, right? So, you have to be careful when you go tackle him because if you hit him in his back, he's going to bounce and you're going to hurt yourself. You got to make sure you wrap and hold on because he's not a guy that you really clean up. We see safeties come down, think they're going to get this big shot on him and end up knocking themselves out or dinging themselves.
Terrific, gentlemen. Coming up, we're going to put linebacker Quincy Williams under the Jet spotlight.
Brought to you by Moody's, proud partner of the New York Jets. Welcome back to Jets Game Day, presented by Audi.
Quincy, how nice was it to have a little bit of a break and come back to the team refreshed?
It feels good, and then also my body feels a lot better and ready to finish the rest of the season off.
We spoke at the end of last year, and you wanted to prove to the world that last year just wasn't a fluke individually. Like, wasn't a fluke of an all-pro year, which doesn't really exist anyway. But how do you feel like you've performed so far this season?
So far, me, I'm a hard coacher on myself. I expect everybody else to be hard on me too, though. So I'm one of those people that don't tell me something I did good, tell me what I need to work on. With having a bye week, you have that time to reflect on yourself as far as like on the field and off the field on where you need to get better. The biggest thing during the run game is being better with my hands and stuff like that. And the one thing that surprised me that he said was being more of a leader. I'm one of those people that lead by example. I want to lead by example, not one. I mean, hoorah guys, like, yeah, I'm capable of doing it, but when you see my actions, that speaks louder than me just saying like, hey, you should do this. I feel like if I'm succeeding and I'm doing it, you should do it just because you see me succeeding. Because at the end of the day, it's all about wins, it is all about succeeding.
When you say that, do you feel like that was something that coaches wanted you to work on, or that's something that you've done naturally and you didn't even realize it?
Something I've done naturally, but it's also something that you need to work on, like bringing other people along, like having those tough conversations where the same way I like constructive criticism, I should be able to find a way to communicate the constructive criticism that I want, because that's my biggest thing. Like, talking to a person, it's not really hard, but it's just finding the way that they like to be coached. Like me, I like to be coached hard.
What is the process of, in the bye week, going over a self-scout individually as a team, and then also balancing getting away from football and making sure that everyone's mind is right?
You're breaking the film down two ways. You break it down, of course, you do run game and pass game because they're separate entities. With the run game, the biggest thing is it a fundamental bust or is it a mental bust? A mental bust meaning you didn't know the play or you didn't understand the play. A fundamental bust means the technique that I use is wrong or I need to work more at this technique. Everybody gonna always tell me what I did good, I already know that. So it's like, dang, where can I get better at? Where can I find like the extra inch in my game?
From a leadership perspective, how do you go about making sure that everyone's spirits are up? Like, I imagine everyone comes back well rested,
Right.
But how do you make sure that the fight is still there throughout the locker room?
Making sure they're still locked in, that's the main thing. Then also checking in with them during the break too, though. Making sure they don't check out during the break. With the bye week, the biggest thing is your family. So I just had a little girl, Nova, so I'm very excited about that, but I haven't had time to like spend time with her because of like the schedules and then also traveling for games. So I'm thinking about my daughter, I'm thinking about spending time with my family. I'm thinking about that kind of stuff during the bye week. But then at the back of my head, when she gets ready to take a nap, she gets to sleep and things like that, I'm also like, all right, let me get a workout in, let me get in a sauna or something like that so I can keep my body right.
How did things change for you once you had a little girl?
Man, it's a difference because when you plan for yourself, you be like, I can afford to take this break because I know I'm gonna be able to get it back. But when you plan for somebody else, that person has to trust that you're gonna have their back no matter what. So my mindset always to like leave no doubt that my daughter's gonna be able to trust that I'm gonna be there for her. My daughter's gonna be able to trust that what my dad shows me on the field and off the field is gonna be how she's gonna be raised.
Do you have a favorite play of yours from this season?
Favorite play would have to be the Kyler Murray hit so far.
What was something at the end of last year you're like, you know what, I'm really gonna work on this, and then it came to life so far throughout the season?
Like I said, the leader part of it. So last year was more like a Quincy Williams type mindset, more like a selfish type mindset. I'm gonna be the reason why the defense is good. This year was more of like, all right, be a leader and bring your teammates along. So my study habits, the things I was talking about last year with like the extra work I was doing and stuff like that, bringing it into the team and like being a leader on the team now. So that was what this year was about.
Lastly here for you, 6 games remaining in 2024. What do you hope to prove to yourself and what do you hope to show to the team?
The 6 games that are guaranteed remaining. So with that being said, the only thing that's guaranteed is that I'm going to get an opportunity today. So worrying about focus on today and then also focus on the next day, taking it week by week, but also putting out the tape that, number one, I'm happy about. Number one, my coaches can be happy about. Then the players that I play with are happy about, and then also number one and most importantly that my daughter's happy about. Leaving that mark, that mindset of like, I get this opportunity right now and make the advantage of this opportunity right now.
This exclusive interview was presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today, or visit AudiOffers.com for more information.
Let's go inside the matchup right now. Thanksgiving is about being with your family, and how about the brothers Williams sharing a sack against the Colts?
Well, let's take a look. I mean, here's Quincy here, and here's his brother Quinnen right here, okay? And on the play, they're going to put Quincy on the outside, all right? So now he's out here. Indianapolis has to account for him. But what they're doing from a scheme standpoint is they got Sherwood over the center, so he can't slide to it. So at the snap right here, Quincy's going to come free. There's nobody to account for him right now. And with his speed off the edge, like here he comes. He's right on Anthony Richardson. Now, Richardson's big, and here comes Quinnen. Quinnen's going to keep pursuing right now, and he comes to finish. And then you get like a Williams brother celebration, like together.
Seattle's defense has shown a lot of progress the last couple games, and Kobe Bryant put matters into his own hands against the Cardinals.
Well, but you have to understand the situation here. This is 4th and 1. So Seattle here has got all their big fat guys in the gaps right here. They're going to take the quarterback sneak or any dive away. So on the play right here, you're going to get Devin Witherspoon. He's going to come and pursue this play right here. But like a good defensive back, once he sees Kyler on that takeaway right here, he's going to flatten him. And not many guys can flatten Kyler Murray. And what he does is he pressures Kyler, and now he misses his receiver. And it falls right into the hands of Kobe Bryant right here. So he gets the interception. This is a huge play in the game. And now here comes Witherspoon. Says this is the finish. Witherspoon's going to come, and he's going to knock Connor out right here, and he's going to take his tight end with him. So he gets 2 Cardinals down for the 33-yard return for a touchdown. That opened that game wide open from a 7-3 to a 14-3 game.
How about this celebration there paying tribute to Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch?
Beast Mode, was highly influential for this generation of football players now. Beast Mode, salute.
Good stuff, fellas. Coming up, we're going to go inside the Jets locker room to find out what the green and white are saying about their upcoming matchup against the Seahawks.
After a few days off from their bye week, the Jets returned to the practice field Monday to get an early jump on game planning against the 6-5 Seahawks.
A really productive bye week that we had. Not only an opportunity to get healthier, give guys an opportunity to get off their feet and some of the lingering injuries that we've been dealing with, but it was an awesome opportunity to deep dive in what we've done well, what we haven't done well, places where we need to improve, and got a really clear vision of where to take this particular team.
One player who's closer to returning to the field is captain C.J. Mosley. Mosley has not played the last 4 games due to a neck injury, and he provided an update.
Everything's good. I just needed time for my neck and trapping area and all that to heal. And like I said, this past week and today, did some more work with the shoulders as far as hitting pass, striking, light tackling. So just the next steps is just keep progressing with my helmet on. Obviously, once we get shoulder pads on, see how it feels when I'm tackling, and just go from there.
The players have dealt with organizational changes throughout the season as the Jets named Phil Savage their interim general manager before the players left for their time off. Upon returning, interim head coach Jeff Ulbricht's message has been focusing on what the players can control for the remaining 6 games of the season.
As a player and a coach in this league, and I know from over 20 years of being in it, that there is no context to tape. When people evaluate tape, they don't look at your record, they don't look at the score of the game, they could care less about any of that. All they look at is the tape. So the tape is a reflection of me, it's a reflection of every single player in that locker room, it's a reflection of all of us, it's a reflection of the organization. So we decide how we finish the season.
Let's get into our great debate presented by HCL Tech. Which Jet is about to get hot as December football commences?
Well, when you talk about December football, you have to ask yourself, what does that represent? Guys are starting to wear down. You talk about getting cold outside, inclement weather. Those shoulder pads get stiff and hard. That's when you have to lean on a great running game. And if you want to do that, why not go with one of the most explosive backs? He hasn't got a lot of touches up to date. And Brees should have fresh legs. I want to see him with a Saquon Barkley 30-carry game. I want to see a DB or a linebacker continue to bring him down, because you have to understand it's about setting up, big plays. And big plays don't come, after 1 or 2 attempts. Brees is a big back. I want to see him, and I think he's primed and ready to finish strong.
I like the selection, Bart. Although Hall is dealing with some knee soreness, rookie Braylon Allen could be in line to see more work. Baldy, where are you going?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like Bart's selection. I would have said the same thing. The good teams in this league, the teams that are winning, are running it way more than they're throwing it right now. But I'll just say Devontae. Like we've seen now, he's played in the slot. He's played out wide. I think he knows both positions in this offense really well. I mean, the connection with him and Aaron, it should be good. There's no reason for it not to be good at this point right now. If you need a third down, you need a red zone throw right now. I mean, I'd be dialing up number 17.
What do you think about that selection, Devontae Adams?
Listen, I cannot disagree. Can I throw in an honorable mention?
Yeah, you can.
Fashionable.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Listen,
go with the young guy.
He's shown his versatility. He's earned the right. With Tyron being a little banged up the last game, I thought he held up pretty well and able to give a lot of more time to Aaron Rodgers, which would bode well for Devontae Adams to be able to get shots down the field, but also for Breece Hall to be able to run the ball effectively.
How about an honorable mention from you if we're going in that direction?
Honorable mention, the play starts with the center. Let's just see Tippmann get better, like working with both guards right now, whether it's Simpson on the left side, Oliver Tucker on the right side. Let's just get the interior of this offensive line fixed and stable going forward. Whatever's going to happen, it's got to start up front. I'd say Tippmann.
That's a quartet of selections for you. Coming up, we're going to have our game day predictions from Bart and Baldy.
This was presented by the official digital transformation partner of the New York Jets, HCL Tech, supercharging progress. Get 100% verified tickets to every upcoming game at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Jets and the NFL.
Welcome back to Jets Game Day. Eric Allen with the Mad Backer, Bart Scott, and Baldy, Brian Baldinger. Let's get into our game day predictions presented by the New York Lottery. The Jets will have at least 4 sacks of former Jets quarterback Geno Smith.
I believe so. Geno goes for the big plays and he holds on to the ball a lot. There are going to be opportunities because he has explosive receivers, right? You think about Njigba or you think about Metcalf. These are guys that can pick up 3rd and 14, 2nd and 14, get back on track. Well, I think the Jets will get after them. They should have a tremendous game plan. They have had an opportunity to get 2 looks at Seattle and try and slow them down.
Baldy, the Jets will hold Geno Smith to fewer than 275 yards passing and record 1 interception or more.
I think that's true because here's why, to Bart's point right here, they've really struggled in the offensive line all year. They got Oluwatimi in there at center right now. He's a young guy, but he's an upgrade after what they had. I think Quinn's going to line up on him. He's going to get a lot of one-on-one rushes. I haven't seen a center stop Quinnen yet. You start pushing the pocket on Geno Smith, it's going to reduce the amount of passing yards that they have. He's good at eluding the rush, but he also is going to get taken down a bunch too. So I think it's going to be under 275.
All right, Bart, season-long prediction here. Which Ohio State receiver, Garrett Wilson or JSN, will reach 1,000 first in 2024? JSN's got the lead right now.
The good thing about buys is you have opportunity to self-scout and try and add some things, some new philosophies about how you're going to close out. The Jets had a late, in my opinion, a late buy. I think this should bode well for Garrett Wilson, and we know that connection. He can get hot. I got to go with my guy, G-Dub.
Final thoughts here, gentlemen. Why do these final 6 games matter for everybody in the building who's representing the Jets?
Well, because it's evaluation time. We all understand that, when the season doesn't go the way that you want, then it's going to be changes made. You got to decide if you want to be part of the core foundation moving forward to help, turn this season or turn next season around as well. And you want to finish strong because you had high expectations, and you have to make sure that you represent yourself. You are what you put on film. You want to make sure that when people put on the film, they show who you are. And character is always revealed in adverse situations.
Yeah. And the Jets are facing an adverse situation right now. Jeff Ulbrich said film has no context, to Bart's point.
Well, it is. Jeff's not wrong about this, but winning's important. Winning's important to everybody. Everybody in this building right here, no matter what your record is, winning is the best deodorant for everything that has gone wrong. And I think if you're going to start building the next culture, whatever that's going to be, whoever that's with, that feeling of how you finish, because they've collapsed the last 2 years in a row. If they can finish strong this year and win a bunch of these games, I think that carries over to next year.
It's all about attitude and approach, and you guys brought both today. Enjoy your football weekend.